Hello students, this is Sabanigar. I will discuss the very first chapter of class 7, Nutrition in Plants. In previous class, you have learned about various nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. These nutrients are required by our body for normal functioning, growth and maintenance. So, what a nutrition is? The nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Now, let's talk about the way the living organism consume food, that is the mode of nutrition in the living organisms. There are two modes of nutrition: autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The first one is autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self, trophos means nourishment. So, autotrophic nutrition is the nutrition of self nourishment, that is, the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food for themselves. Mostly green plants are called as autotrophs because green plants prepare their own food on themselves. The next one is heterotrophic nutrition. Heteros means others and trophos means nourishment. So, the mode of nutrition in which organisms consume food prepared by plants. The organisms are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for their nourishment, for their food. Animals, including human beings, are called as heterotrophs. We all know that human beings are also dependent on plants for their food, so they are considered in the category of heterotrophs. Now moving on the next topic, that is photosynthesis, food making process in plants. We all know that plants prepare their food through the process of photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis means to prepare. It means to prepare food in the presence of light. Plants require four elements: sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water to carry out the process of photosynthesis. So, what is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in chloroplast in the cells of leaves. It helps the leaves to capture energy of sunlight that is used to synthesize food. Chlorophyll is used to trap the energy of sunlight to prepare food for the plant. Next, plant absorb carbon dioxide from the air. The carbon dioxide enters the plants through small pores called stomata present on the surface of leaves. So students, here is the structure of stomata. The singular is stoma, and this stoma is surrounded by two guard cells. This guard cells contains chloroplast, and this stomata provides the passage for carbon dioxide to enter in the plant. Plants absorb water from the soil with the help of root hair. The water is then transported to the leaves through the stem. The root consists of root hair. This root hair help in the absorption of water from the soil. Then further, this water is transported through stem. Stem consists of a small pipe-like structure that are called as vessel. These vessels help in the transportation of water throughout the plant. So finally, here is the equation of photosynthesis, that is carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, glucose and oxygen. Carbon dioxide combines with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, that forms glucose and releases oxygen. So during the process of photosynthesis, the glucose produced is carried to different parts of plants, and the extra carbohydrate which is left, that is stored in the plants in the form of starch, and the oxygen here is released in the atmosphere. So this is the diagram showing photosynthesis. Here leaves contain chlorophyll. That chlorophyll traps the energy of the light, and carbon dioxide enters the plant through stomata present on the surface of the leaves, and root absorb water from the soil and then transport it through the stem to the leaves. Leaves prepare the food using all these four elements, that is chlorophyll, water, sunlight and carbon dioxide. So that's all for the process of photosynthesis.